Hello, Counter here. Welcome back to another video. Today I will be showing you 4 official tier lists that UTD has dropped. The tier list for Boris raid, slowing tier list, an overall one, and also the dungeon tier list. Let's go to the tier list. So in C tier we have Psycho, Chayan, Whitebeard, Troy Mustang Evo. I think Troy is really good. Not a lot of people use him, though the mats for him to get are like kind of hard, I think. But yeah, the C tier is well deserved. Power, Toto, and Gil at C tier. I don't know. Gil is only good with Reaper. He's really outdated nowadays, though he's very good for trading. So yeah, I see that. Teriyaki at B tier, Shadow at B tier. I still think Shadow is like a pretty good like start placement unit for new players. Kizaru and Akainu, some of the best ultimate DPSs. Lord Boris Seal, this is the shiny version as well. He's really good, surprisingly, for being a second Evo. So that is, yeah, maybe A tier. He's actually really good. Igris at B. Aroma, basically just a better guild with higher DPS. Berserk Guts, Lacerated, and his Hemorrhage. His Hemorrhage has been talked down a lot. It isn't the best, but his Lacerated is like pretty good. Chozo though is definitely better. Beard Evo, so basically just a better version of Shadow since you can place him and use his ability. Have A tier. So in A tier, these are the units that I also used myself for the Boris raid. We have Emery, extremely good starter placement. Probably one of the best in the game. She's pretty easy to get if you trade a lot as well. Dargon, yeah, he's a very good DPS. Merriman is also an insane DPS. Broly Unleashed. Now, for dungeons, he's insane. Though A tier for Boris raid, it's probably because his full AoE range. Megumin evolved at A tier. Wow, that is insane. Megumin is extremely easy to get, and she has just an insane DPS, so probably the best unit for starters. Primera Evo, he's extremely good also, just a better... I think he's better than Ichigo. I don't know though. For meta, we have Saitama's. Yeah, obviously they kill the boss instantly. Horo, I think he's a chilled unit. I don't know much about him. Demon King Evo, especially he's crazy. I don't know if he's now the best DPS. I think Alcura is still better though, but still extremely good. He does like 150 million damage with like crazy SPA. It does take 15 waves for him to max out, but the event has 30, so I can see him definitely be a meta. Chozo, lax rated, high range, 3 placement. How can he not be meta? Salter as well, crazy DPS. Joe, it doesn't matter if the boss has immunity, it will still do incinerated, meaning that this is extremely good for the boss. Kurumi, you can actually solo the whole event with her last bullet, I believe, which clones the boss, meaning that it just insta kills the boss. Sunjin Woo, obviously. Awakened Dory, best starter placement in the game. And Lord Boris Unleashed, which is just a meta DPS. Next, we have the slowing tier list. So in here we have all the time stops. So I think the best time stop over here is Tomaru or Gojo. It's either one of them. C tier we have Kaneki, he has the creepy tentacles, which is like I don't know what percentage of a slow, but it is really good. Then we have Admiral Aokiji, which gives chilled and bleed. His shield is really good. Also has, I think, 2 or 3 placement. Ori, now Ori's slow is really good because it is basically a full AoE slow, and also you can place like multiple of her. Mist is a sticky, which is basically just a better version of Flamingo. At B tier, we have Dr. Cold. He's really good for flash freezing. Then we have Emery, which with her ability, she will insta flash freeze them basically. Then we have Blackbeard with Agnoid. Agnoid is still one of the best effects in the game because even if the enemy has shield, Agnoid can bypass that. We have Nokia, I believe she chills. We have Crimson Flamingo, so I think you can place like 5 of him, I believe. He does sticky and bleeding. A lot of people still use him. I don't know about 8 here though. Yoshi, which is a very good Electrify, second best behind Thor. Hot and Cold Boy, he's a chilled and burning. He's been an OG with a medium line AoE. A tier we have the new ultimate, Giyu, I think. Um, he's pretty good. I think he does the snake poison. S tier we have Blue Drago, obviously the OG. Everyone should have him. Then we have the GOAT, the best unit in the game, Ulquiorra. Ulquiorra does Despair, which is like a 5% slow, I believe, and also Agnoy as well. Thor, the best Diversify unit in the game. Then we have Nokia White Haze, which is her last Evo, and she's a full AoE chilled unit, and also with her ability you can give them Frostbite. And at S tier in the max rank we have Tatsumaki, knockback and slow, and also Tatsu status effect gets on a unit, it will also give a 15% damage buff. Is definitely S tier and also just an ultimate, so why not get her? Now we have the main one. This is the overall tier list. So B tier we have Joe, which is really good for boss killers, Shadow, which is very good to get money fast, Teriyaki, which is a pretty mid ultimate, Prime, Greybeard, kind of mid to Evo, like in difficulty, but also very good because of his damage. His range and AoE are horrible, but he also does make it up because of his ability. Toto, Kizaru, which is I don't even think you can get from banner anymore. You can only get it from crate and trading. Meruem at B tier makes sense. Meruem is an insane ultimate DPS. Aroma at B tier. See that because Aroma is only used mostly because of shield breaking, and a lot of people use it for DPS, which makes sense because this is an overall tier list. So I guess at B tier is kind of fair. Berserk Guts, now once again, lacerated carries him so hard. Insta lacerated and then hemorrhage as well. At A tier we have Giyu, so Giyu is like at 6 million damage. Makes sense, Giyu is pretty damn good. Also with his poison, though what I don't like about him at all is his very tiny line AoE. That is one thing that I don't like at all. Then we have Denji. He's still really good, though at A tier, Denji, I don't know. All of the people mostly use him just because of Lacerated, because he's 5 placement. You either see someone using Denji because of Lacerated, or you see him because of dungeons, because they're trying to get the artifact on dungeons. Tomio, which I've seen a lot of people say that he's a really good DPS, so I don't know. Emery, once again, very, very good. The ability of her is so good, and also being a slow as well. Same with a very good AoE. Really good range as well, I would say. Sealed, this is level 90 Sealed. So once again, Sealed is extremely good because of his DPS. Dargon, full AoE, very good damage, 2 placements. Majestic would be the best on him. Has been really good for ages and is still keeping up. So yeah, definitely A tier. Then we have Kurumi, one of the most unique towers in UTD. Don't know what all of her abilities do or all of her bullets, but once again, I've seen a lot of people using her only in Boris. On the Boris raid, I do not know if she's good in the DPS term of the game, though she's definitely not bad. Broly Unleashed, he is an OG meta unit, still is because of the dungeons. Damage is like a 36 million full AoE with a crazy range, so I don't mind him being at A tier at all, because that is still pretty good. But a lot of people use him to get fast money. We have Igris, very good damage. I don't know, I think his like SPA isn't the best, but he does have a very good circle AoE. He only hits one time, so definitely nowhere close good for shields. Then we have Crimson Mega Man Evo. Now, she is extremely easy to Evo once again, as I just said, but damn, bro. Her ability and her DPS is just off the charts. At meta, we have Demon King Evo. Now, once again, his DPS is insane. The only downside of him, that is like really a downside of him, is because he takes like 15 waves to max out. We have Ichigo. Now, Ichigo can be used in 2 ways. One way being a support, which I just said upgrade 1 to 3 for the stun, or upgrade 3 to 6, which are incredible. 15 hits, thick line AoE, insane range, 150 range, can basically hit all maps on UTD. Very good shield breaker, and also he's like useful basically in every game mode. So I think that is what makes him meta. Then we have Nokia White Haze, better than Ichigo, full AoE, slow, and ability. And also every time you use the ability, it's a 15% buff. Basically, think of her as a way better version of Broly. Primera evolved, thick line AoE, hits like I think also 15 times, but he is pretty good. I would say definitely go get him. If you want your first meta unit, it should be Primera Evo. Then we have Salter. Now the buff has made her go crazy. That was in Halloween. Now she is still very crazy, low SPA, high damage. You can get her for 100k rubies also, and you can also trade her, but she is only a Celestial, and she is insane. Next we have Sun Jingwu, the GOAT, having 3 paths, so his Summoner path is really good for MOTD, his Assassin path is really good for everything, and his last path is good for nothing. He has a lot of usabilities because he can assassin, he can spawn, he can be only used for intoxicated, and basically he's a meta because one, his damage is really good, and two, because his usability is insanely good. Sozo, the best lacerated unit by far. What makes Sozo good is not because of his line AoE, it's because of his range, and also when he gets 5 kills, he gets that blood ball, you could say, which does like 30x his damage, which is absolutely broken. Keep in mind he's also 3 placements, so with him with Majestic, just go insane. Then we have Awakened Dory, the best starter placement unit in the game. Him with Gambler is better than Savior once again. Sadly, I do have him in Savior, but what makes him really good is crit chance by default is 10%, then with Savior it goes like to 40%. When his damage percentage and crit damage percentage is very good on an artifact, he will be slamming everybody. Next we have Unleashed. So now Unleashed is meta because of his insane damage he has. He is really difficult to get and time consuming, but it is definitely worth it. And then in the end we have Valkyra, which is extremely difficult to get. It will be extremely time consuming as well, though when you get him, believe me that the spare that he has is insane. One tip is never go for 2 of them because you will only be wasting your time because the spare only works on 1 unit. This one we have is Dungeon. B tier. The first one on B tier is Tomokia. His damage is pretty good, I think, so I guess. Then we have Lord Boris Sealed. What is really good about him is because he can be placed twice, meaning that you can just place him, for example, when you're doing a 21 to 30, you can place him on the left, one on the right. Then we have Kizaru, and basically all of these are just DPSs, and Guz is good for Lacerated, because Lacerated is good for dungeons. Then we have Gojo Masked, also time stop on dungeons, is only kind of used for bosses, and then for their shield to be taken down, or just to get reaped. Here we have Greybeard, he will get you a lot of cash when you're doing a 21 to 30, Dargon, basically a worse version of Broly. Demon King Evo, I would never use him because 15 waves to max him out, and a 21 to 30 has 15 waves itself. Chozo, extremely good lacerated, so extremely good for bosses, and also very good DPS. Salter, very good DPS. Primera, good shield taker and very good DPS. Merriman, a lot of range, and his DPS is pretty good. Then we have Ichigo Instinct Lord. As I said, his 1 to 3 upgrades are really good for 11 to 21s. And then his line AoE is extremely good for 21 to 30 because of his range and hits 15 times. Megumin at A tier because of course DPS. Igris is really good also. Gyu is very good because of his high range. Aroma, really good shield breaker and a pretty good DPS. Shadow, very good ability to get money fast. At support we have Dragos, Netsuko, Tatsu, Thor, and Blue Drago. All of these slow, Thor being the best electrified, Tatsu being really good because of the pushback and the 15% damage buff. S tier we have Nokia White Haze. So, as I said, a better Broly with the ability. So this will be extremely good for 1 to 21s and kind of decent to 21 to 30 because she cannot hit the full map, but if you only place it on the right or the left of the sewers, then it will be really useful. We have Itadori to get money fast, Emery to get money fast as well, but with the ability you get like money really fast. For usages I do in the beginning, me who uses 2 Emery on dungeons, I get 1 million instantly as soon as the game starts, meaning that I could max everything on my team and also send some money to the teammates as well. Sunjingbu, his summoner is only good to complete it really fast and also clutches sometimes so you don't die. His assassin is really good to assassinate the boss if you're soloing and also if you are just assassinating all of the enemies that come in the middle. So the damage is extremely good. Then we have Boros Unleashed, really good for dungeons because you can just place him in the middle and he will hit basically the whole map with his insane damage. Then we have Broly. Broly, of course, is going to be an S tier because full AoE, high range. This will get you a lot of money every single time he attacks, and he can hit the whole map. And then we have Kiora, which again S tier at dungeons because of the despair, which will help you do damage to enemies very, very fast. That was the end of the video. I know a lot of yapping has happened, but this is supposed to help out all of the new players, and with this tier list, you won't really need anything else. I would say go for the metas and grind UTD. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see ya in the next one.